Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody favorite baby daddy, voice of the street, man. And today we're in Atlanta with it, y'all. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 20,000 subscribers, y'all. Help me get that. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Now check this out. Everybody know. If you didn't know, I'm finna tell you now. Young Thug has been released from jail, y'all. Yes, Young Thug is out. He took a plea deal, y'all. Now let me break down the plea deal for the people who might have missed the video yesterday or whatever. Now they wanted to give him 45 years, y'all. But on the other hand, they would have gave him probation and threw it out. But they wanted to put a bunch of stipulations on the probation. He wouldn't have been able to travel, communicate with nobody, and Thug like, no, I ain't finna do that. You know, but they eventually had a deal, and just basically what his lawyer offered, and the judge went with his offer, his lawyer, Brian Steele. So, look, eventually they say it start with 40 years, y'all. So we start with 40. They go give him 5 years in prison, but they taking that and saying, we go give you time considered served because you've been locked up already, right? 5 years that way, right? Then he got to do another 15 years on probation, right? So that's 20. And they go take the other 20 years and put it on the back end, meaning if he don't get in no trouble in 15 years, that 20 years will just disappear and he'll be done with it. So all he got to do is stay out of trouble for 15 years and he'll be alright, you know. And he's not in custody no more. That means the backload 20 years served in prison, custody, probation. Basically, that's it. So he been able to come home, y'all. They let him keep his passport. They go allow him travel for work. He can move around. And listen, he had to even get permission to communicate with Gunna, y'all. So Gunna is on YSL, the label. Naturally, they go get together. So everybody thought he was mad at Gunna. I ain't, because he been in there and he realized how these pleas work. Gunna didn't really do nothing to damage him. He admitted what he admitted. But hey, if Thug ain't mad, so none of y'all care about that shit either. Because he actually had to get permission from the judge to communicate with Gunna, y'all. Now, I agree with everything going on. The man is tired, right? He been locked up 2.5 years. The man is fucking ready to come home. But the only thing I didn't like is the comment of his daddy, man. Sometimes you need to just sit the fuck down and shut up, y'all. Now, you done been quiet all the way through, or I ain't even been paying attention to what you been saying, but this last statement you just made, you shouldn't have made it, bruh. I mean, he talking about the district attorney. We need to get rid of the district attorney. He mad because they won't let him come back to Atlanta. Fuck Atlanta. You hear me? And let me tell you why. When your police turn against you, the state's attorney, and even the court, you have outgrew that state. It's time for you to go, bruh. Straight up. You done got too big in Atlanta. You have outgrew Atlanta. You are an international superstar. So fuck Atlanta. You can love it, it's cool, but listen, you can move on. And his daddy talking about, I disagree. I don't think, I'm mad they making him move from Atlanta. What? And then he had nerve to say, I wanted him to continue to fight, but it was up to him. How many days did you do in jail, Young Thug Daddy? Matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all hear what this nigga said. Listen to this. Let y'all hear what this nigga said.
So boy.
That was going home, but at the same token, I still wanted to fight.
Okay, let me bag it up so y'all can hear.
We've ever been presented with, and we're. You have.
That is going home. I feel great that is going.
And now let's hear from Thug's old boy.
That is going home. I feel great that he's going home, but at the same token, I still want him to fight, but that's his decision. That's his decision.
He want him to
On
fight.
the other hand, I raised him to be the man that he is. You know, I've always been in his life from a pup to now. And I'm going to continue to be in his life. You know, and as an adult, he has to make his own decision. You know? Yes, I do.
So how does it feel like you're not allowed to be a child?
I'm totally against that because this is where he's from. You know, and to have a district attorney take that away from him that isn't a resident from here. She's from another state. You know, and to see her take a man away from where he's from to have to go live somewhere else, that's offensive to me. I'm really offended by it.
Can you talk about, sorry, I was just saying, can you talk about your bond with music, and part of his conditions is that he can still make music, still do film performances. I know you said you were hoping to get back to that with him.
Yeah, we gonna get back to work. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're YSL loaded. I'm YSL loaded. You know, and in order for us to get back to our normal life, we got to put in some more work. We got to put in a lot of work, but the work that we need to do foremost for the city of Atlanta, Fulton County, we need to get rid of the poison that's in our system, and that's the district attorney office. So vote Courtney Kramer. So Courtney Kramer, I support Courtney Kramer to the fullest. I feel like she's the best person for the job, and it's not because of what she said about us. It's because she said that and she was in my company and never knew who I was.
Okay, so there you have it from Thug's old boy. Once again, he will not be able to go to the metro Atlanta area, so he's upset with Fonnie Waters because of that. Scott's sister says, my little baby to him coming home. Denzel, the roaster from the Breakfast Club, says Thug's coming home and he wants to make music and have content.
Else content, right? Okay, this the lawyer.
And he wants to go home to his not guilty of everything.
Let's see how many people bust that U-turn on Gunna. James Harden puts out the slime emoji. Comedian Nav Green says, my cousin just said, damn cuz, he wasn't happy when I came back and put Thugger. I am not so... That is all right here.
Collective opinion, Jeffrey would have been found not guilty of everything. So this is very painful. But that's another 3 months or so in custody. And he wants to go home to his family. And negotiations totally broke down with the district attorney's office. Horribly broke down. And at that point, we believe that justice will be found with the honorable court. And Jeffrey just wanted to go home. How agonizing it is to know that we've spent a year trying a case where the prosecutors have put on lies, knowing lies, hiding evidence, is insane in 2024 in the United States of America. And the only reason that this got revealed is because of you people. You people brought the truth to the community because nobody knows this. This is not the only courtroom it's happening in, and I just want to thank all of you. I especially want to thank Jeffrey for letting me represent him. I think he's a wonderful person who does wonderful things and will continue to do things even greater. I cannot express to you how Shaquille Kokomo, how Trisha Renard, how Haley, how my wife Colette, Graham, how countless people, but especially Miss Courtney Edwards, has worked without sleep for 3 years representing Jeffrey and helping him. I will never be able to stand with anyone more ethical, honest, hardworking, insightful, intelligent, and kind than the Honorable Keith Adams. The gentleman to my left is the best lawyer in the country.
Mr. Steele, do you think prosecutors negotiated in good faith at all during any of these negotiations?
Let me take this one.
Let me answer that. The short answer is no. This is a case that possibly could have been resolved if folks were reasonable. But we did not believe that we could enter into good faith negotiations with people who wanted a case resolved in a manner simply to save face. And Jeffrey Williams was not going to say things that they wrote for him, that they wanted him to say, that was their theory when it wasn't true. And so, good faith, no. I don't believe we were ever really negotiating in good faith. And you've been here the past year that this case has been on trial. You've seen the numerous motions for mistrial. You've seen the behavior of the state. You've seen the dishonesty. You've seen everything being hidden. You've seen things come out in court, in front of you. And so you know what kind of prosecution we were dealing with. And that's okay. You know, Mr. Steele and I have fought through this the past 2.5 years. And as he said, we ultimately decided we were going to put our faith in the court as opposed to the folks on the other side of the aisle. And, you know, the best thing out of all of this is that Jeffrey Williams, in a very short period of time, will be home. And that's all we've wanted from May 9th, when they went and picked him up and have held him in jail without a bond for the past 2.5 years. He'll be home shortly.
Keep it blind. This is either one of your answers. Two questions. First off, you go into a blind plea, you don't know, right? There's nothing to show. What was your emotions like when you guys went into that? I would imagine you kind of take us into the room before you went out into court, what the conversations were back and forth. Obviously, there was totally kind of different, but it's a good decision.
Well, I didn't want to give up the jury trial, but that was a decision made, and once that decision was made, we were just thankful that there are people like the Honorable Judge Whitaker who understands what a trial is like and what it should be like. And I cannot thank the Honorable Court for being here and coming in. She is not our first judge, which is the first time we received justice.
This is your second high-profile RICO case here in Fulton County. Do you think that maybe the prosecutor's office is abusing that statute? And what are your opinions of RICO generally? I have, for the 30-some-odd years that I practiced law, always believed that if you, as a prosecutor, think that someone has committed a crime, you charge them with the crime, you put it in front of a jury, and then you do it fairly and let the chips fall where they may. The courtroom is not the place to get adventurous, to get inventive, to think, well, we don't have evidence on him for any of these incidents, but maybe, if just maybe, we tie him up in a RICO and put him with people who may have committed crimes, we can get him that way. That's an abuse. Really? And so, yes, for some strange reason, the Fulton County DA's office seems to be in love with RICO, and my honest opinion is that they're in love with it because it makes it easier for them to try and convict people that they otherwise could not convict. And that's what was happening here. We're fighting a mountain, reams of evidence, most of which didn't have anything to do with us. And so, is it an abuse?
Hell yeah.
I think it is. There are better ways to, and I used to be a prosecutor, right? And I can tell you that there are better ways to prosecute cases than the way this case was prosecuted.
See, you guys obviously rejected initially what the state was going to What were some details into this? Because it sounds like from what you guys decided in court, I mean, it's still pretty stringent. There's a lot of different details, but what was the state asking for that you guys rejected?
I'm not going to get into plea negotiations because they are privileged under statute, but it was outrageous. They would let him out of custody, but they would have a tether around him so tight that is unconscionable.
How are y'all feeling about what the sentencing is, especially with not being able to take that shortly and except for specific parameters, and how is Mr. Williams feeling about that?
You know, we're okay with the sentence. There comes a time in any case, if a person is sentenced, that we're out of the courtroom, and now what happens to that person is entirely up to them. Jeffrey Williams is a fantastically talented man. He is a great person. He's become a great friend over the course of the last couple of years. And he has the ability, the incentive, to go forth and do everything he needs to do to put this behind him. And we're confident that he will. One of the questions you asked a little earlier was, what was that feeling like stepping into a courtroom to do what's called a blind plea, not knowing what's going to happen? You know, it's a scary feeling for all involved. There's probably no feeling quite like that other than sitting in a courtroom waiting for a jury to come out and tell you what your fate is. But we walked in there knowing that we were in front of a fair tribunal and being comfortable that the right thing was going to happen, and the right thing did.
When you think about your client just serving as a role model, obviously as part of the agreement, he's going to participate in the community doing events, things like that. Obviously he has a huge reach with what he does for a living.
I've known Jeffrey Williams, I've defended him for over a decade. Man, I have been with him where we go to young children, children in need, children who are going down the wrong way. And he tells exactly what he's going to continue to say. He tells everybody, this is not a good life. We have to stop the generational disaster that is plaguing the community. And although right now I'm successful, I'm a product, but every one of you can get out, and he always stresses education. Jeffrey Williams is a great person, a great role model, and he will do even better now, hopefully, if you allow him and his words to get out. As far as how Jeffrey's feeling now, he knows my feelings, which I'm not going to reveal for attorney-client privilege, but this is not the same as a not guilty verdict. That should have been rang.
Right.
But nobody here wakes up every day on a concrete floor that they're calling his bed, gets up at 4:15, gets shackled at his feet, his waist, and his hands, comes to the Fulton County Courthouse to be on concrete, eating out of a bag. Doritos is his meal of choice. And then coming to a courtroom and sit there with a leg chain on him every single day and hear lie after lie. So for Jeffrey, go home today and not have another 90 days or 120 days of it, he is very happy, thankful to the Honorable Court. So to answer your question, this was not what I wanted. I don't believe that it is just, but I believe that under these circumstances, it is justice for Jeffrey Williams, and he is delighted as always.
Just ready to come home.
Can I ask you, you were standing right next to him as he was addressing the judge. It seemed like a very sincere apology to her, apology to court is what happened, what's going on. How did you feel sitting next to him, knowing him for the last decade as a attorney for him? What were you saying telling the judge?
Jeffrey Williams is being truthful. That is his heartfelt feelings. He feels so bad for the loss of life, and he feels bad that people are taking his music or his social postings and making it into violence. That is all promotion. That is not a symbol of go hurt somebody. So I hope I've answered your question directly, but how I felt, I've heard that from Jeffrey over and over again.
You called out a lot of challenges in this trial based on the prosecution's point. Do you have any message to, the co-counsel that for now is still on trial, or what's left of it?
Oh my God,
Now that's enough, y'all, because that could have lasted, I don't know if they went an hour or so. But there you have it, y'all. Young Thug is coming home. And what Brian Steele was finna say, he said, hey, he would have rather them just say not guilty, period, right? But the state is so dirty, y'all. These people said, we'll let him go on probation, period. But he can't do this, he can't do that. They had a bunch of things that they said he couldn't do. And he like, no, I'm not finna do that. You can't, I think it's one, you can't communicate with no rappers, no musicians, no this. They trying to stop him from doing what they know he do. And they like, no, I ain't doing that. And it came down to, it's his plea, right? This is what the state wanted. And the state, then the lawyer got a chance to say, this is what we'll take, Yana, to get this case over with. And he laid out what he thinks they should get, and the judge actually went with the lawyer, Brian Steele, and that's why he able to come home. You know, she let him keep his passport, and one thing, he got to leave Atlanta though. That's the state's attorney. They made it like that because they act like he was a nuisance, he was a big gang chief, and he was the problem in Atlanta. Like, you know, he need to go. Okay, fine. You ain't said nothing. If he still got all this money and however he moving, hey, buy me a house in California right now. He probably still got one out there. You know, he probably still got one. He stayed out there, y'all. He used to be in California, like he said, I used to be in California more than the governor. He stayed out there, so it ain't going to be nothing for him to adjust and go out there. All he got to do is just try to stay out the way, man. I hope that means you can't make no careless mistakes. You know, you and your boy can't ride with no pistol. You know, got to be legal security and everything else. I think he been gone long enough, y'all, to be like, you know what, I'm done. You got a girlfriend, listen, you can do your first day out song and all that, but when you get that house, put the studio in the basement, I wouldn't be going nowhere. I would have a whole list of movies that I want to see. I'm going to sit here, eat real food. I ain't ate nothing but Doritos for 2 damn years. I want me a pizza. I want a goddamn hamburger. I want a gyro. I don't want to do nothing but fucking eat. Fucking eat. That's it. Fuck and eat. And then after I do all that, maybe I go in the basement, bang out a hit, come back up there, bang out a hit in the bedroom, go back down there, bang out a hit down there, come back, bang a hit up there in the bedroom again, and that's all you need to do, bro. Eat, sleep, and fuck. That's all. And if you do that, you'll be just fine. Anybody want to drop him off a bag, send it to him. Send him a check. Cash out me, nigga. Now I don't need y'all to pull up. Y'all don't have to pull up. Y'all don't have to pull up. Cash out me, y'all. But even thinking this here, y'all, it makes me sad to see that Young Thug is coming home. And now Lil Durk just finna start his going in. They always say the jail system is a revolving door. I don't know how many of y'all remember Swab House Records. You know, I remember one of them guys, I don't know if it was Tila or one of them, they had the album cover, right? And it had prison on the top of it. It's a prison. And when you go into prison, they had a revolving door in the prison. So it's one guy coming in with his fancy clothes on and another guy coming out. You know, it's just a revolving door. Once one person go in, the other person comes out. And it's like that for real, y'all. Somebody go in, somebody come out. You would think if jail, let's say if you had 200 rooms in the jail, look like they ought to get crowded, right? I got 200 people in here, I can't take no more. Because every day, somebody go home. Every day. Sometimes we might 15, 20, 30 people might go home in one day. And then guess what? They got room for 30 more to come in. And this is every day. You know, just try not to be a statistic, y'all. You know, try not to be a statistic. All you young guys that's want to be entertainers, it's enough proof right here now to show y'all you got to get your feet all the way out the street. You can talk all the shit you want on the record, but you can't be doing it, bro. You can't be doing it. You know, you can talk crazy, do what you want to do on the mic, but you're going to have to really leave them streets alone. You can't be teasing your enemies and daring them to touch you and all that. And y'all got to realize when you got ops and you start getting money, they hate you even more. They might have hated you when you was broke. Imagine how they go feel about you when you get some money, bro. And then don't forget, a lot of this heat came from the war that started between YSL and Young Fly Nigga Lucci them. The war started, brung the bodies, which brung the law enforcement. That's one thing I learned when I was in the street. Drug dealing and gang banging don't mix. Because when the bullets start flying, police start rolling, it get hot, bro. It get hot. And when they start indicting people, and then with Atlanta letting the state do a RICO, that means they can wrap up people that wasn't even involved in it. Just because you might have a little more status. They didn't have nothing that they said Young Thug really did himself that could have got him all that time. They even threw the murder out, y'all. Yeah, the murder that they supposed to have been crying about, it done faded away. Got lost in the shuffle. Now we got 2 more YSL members on trial, y'all. We go see if everybody gonna be still invested like they was when Young Thug was in there. Now I don't know what they go cop out to, or is they go take it to trial. However, we'll see, man. You feel me? It's your boy G Shrimp. Everybody, favorite baby daddy versus street. I'm a plenty 9 dig you later, man. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel, man. And if you're feeling generous, put something in that cash out, man. Help support the channel. You feel me? I'm out of here.